Take a few moments to listen to this interview with Mary Carolyn Thies, a Lakefront Magazine contributor, and Coach Landon Todd, Southern Garrett Lady Rams basketball head coach.
Well, before we start, again, congratulations. And, before we get to those other questions, I want to reach back to how special the day was and seeing the town's support. Tell me, what was that like?
It's so special. I don't know if you've been to any of our home games, but it for the so I've coached 3 years, and as each year has progressed, it just seems like we continue to get more and more momentum as far as community support.
Great.
And Southern High School's gym is not big. I mean, it's not entirely small either, but it's not huge. And so as our following has grown, um, we continue to just get packed gymnasiums on home game nights. But that it makes for such a fun atmosphere for the girls to play in for home games. And then, as we were coming down the playoff stretch, and we had I think it was 3 home games in a row. I mean, we were playing in front of this sold out gym. Even coming down the stretch in the regular season, we had people waiting in the lobby trying to get in the gym. It's really, really cool to see how the community gets behind our group of girls, and just they're so supportive. And so to to win the last one, the state championship with so many of our community members right there courtside cheering us on, it just added to the it just made it so much more special.
That's amazing. Must have been an electric atmosphere.
It was, yeah, it was really, really cool. And to see that many people travel 3+ hours, um, it just goes to show what kind of community we have and how supportive everyone is.
Wow. Where was the championship held?
It was at on UMBC's
Oh,
campus.
okay, good. In College Park area?
It's
Oh,
not College Park. It's north of Baltimore,
north of Baltimore, UMBC.
too far from Towson.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it was just over 3 hours from Oakland.
Wow. And people
So it's quite
travel.
the hike.
Yeah. Well, that's just so special, and I'm sure the
Yeah.
girls really felt even more enthused and supported just to have a standing room only.
Yeah, for sure. For
That's
sure. And
great.
it was pretty cool to see because we played Pikesville, who was 15 or 20 minutes from UMBC's campus.
Mhm.
And we drew a bigger crowd 3 hours away in Oakland than what they drew 15 minutes away in Pikesville. So
Wow.
this speaks to our community and how tight knit we really are.
Yes, and the police escort home.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
That was so cool
amazing.
too. At 12:30 at night, mind you, it wasn't like we were coming home at 5 p.m. in the evening. It was late.
That is amazing. What a show of support. Really special.
That was really cool.
Well, that brings me to the first question about how cool it was for you to coach after being on Southern Garrett's team yourself, and
Yeah,
your dad was the coach. Is that right?
my grandfather. Yeah.
Oh, your grandfather.
So yeah, my grandfather won the so Southern girls basketball has won 5 state championships, and my grandfather won the first one of the 5 back in 2004.
Wow.
So yeah, and the coolest part about it all is when we won our state championship last Saturday, the date was March 14th. He had won his first state championship 22 years ago to the day, March 14th, 2004. Um, so we weren't aware of that until the day of our game last weekend, and somebody mentioned it to us that he had won his first 22 years ago to the day. So it made it pretty special to be able to win one with him 22 years later. Um, So that was really cool. But yeah, it also adds to the specialness of the day, just being a graduate of Southern myself. I graduated in 2013, and I grew up watching my grandpa coach. I was there when he won his first one in 2004. Um, so I was born in '95, so I would have been 9 years old at the time.
Hmm.
But I vividly remember being there watching the game. And to me, like it was the coolest thing in the world to see him win at that stage. Um, so to see it come full circle and be able to do it with him on the bench with me, it just doesn't even seem like it seems scripted.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah, very cool. Yeah, my mom was the scorekeeper sitting right next to me at the scores table. Um, yeah, it was a really cool family affair.
Oh, that's so special and kind of surreal in a way because then it goes by really
Mhm.
quickly and you're like, "Oh, I wish I could replay the whole thing, but now it's over."
Yeah, 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 so true. I think surreal is the best way I could describe it. When people would reach out to me all weekend, last weekend, and congratulate me, as it just kind of felt like I was saying it on repeat. Like it just seems so surreal.
Very cool. How did your grandfather influence you, or can you remember back when you were very young, anything that um, struck you as, yeah, I really learned that from him, whether as a player or a future coach?
Yeah. I'd say more than anything, just my love for basketball is
Mm.
rooted in his love for basketball. Um, growing up, so I have a brother that's 17 months younger than I am. So we're super close. Grew up playing basketball together. We actually ended up playing basketball in college together. But both of our love for basketball just started because of our grandpa. Um, the home my brother and I grew up in was only a couple hundred yards away from my grandparents, and so every summer when we were off from school and our parents were working, we would go down to our grandparents and spend the summer. And after school, when the bus dropped us off, we'd go to our grandparents. And almost every day, if the weather was nice, we'd end up outside playing basketball. And obviously, my grandpa would be out there with us. And so, just from a very young age, my love for basketball, it all started because of him. And then, seeing him coach on the sidelines, watching him grow up do that, um, I think it just kind of established a love for basketball in a unique way, in the sense that a lot of times I wasn't just kind of taking the game in. I would hear it and see it from a coach's perspective because of him.
Hmm.
And I think it kind of shaped the way I see and process basketball, just because of always being around him and hearing the way he processed and saw the game.
And even just the specialness of being close to grandparents in general, like that just speaks to the
Yeah.
importance of how important grandparents are and to have them close by and how
Oh
much
yeah.
value they
Yeah.
can add to
Yeah.
your
Absolutely.
children.
In the summers, we spent as much time with our grandparents as we did our parents, and they were retired at the time. So I mean, yeah, it was really great for us as kids growing up. We didn't really have to go to babysitters. We either with our parents when they weren't working, or we were with our grandparents when they were working, and yeah, it was perfect.
Well, that's really really unique and precious.
Yeah, it is definitely. I'm actually here in Florida. It's myself, my brother, and then my grandpa, and we came down to watch some of the March Madness games in Tampa, and so we're staying um, near Tampa. We're going to spend a weekend on the beach and then go watch some games tomorrow.
Oh, what
Um,
fun.
yeah, it's yeah, really really special for us to be able to do this with our grandpa. And again, a lot of our closeness as a family kind of revolves around basketball, and it's this weekend is proof of that.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll take lots of pictures and that's what a
Yeah,
great memory to have and just fun right in the moment.
definitely.
Mm.
Definitely. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
What are some of the strengths that um, you gained as a coach and also that you see with your team?
Mhm.
What's your winning strategy and what are some of
Yeah.
those strengths?
Um, uh, I would say our biggest strength is the chemistry of the team. So uh, I'll I'll bring this full circle, but I started coaching the core group of girls that are in our program right now when they were in fifth grade.
Wow.
Um, and yeah, so it all started. I was officiating. I recently graduated college. I was officiating this youth league, um, and I had kind of gotten close to the parents because it was a smaller youth league, and so I had gotten to know some of the players and parents. And after the season had ended, some of the parents knew I played college basketball, and so they approached me to coach some of these girls after the season ended in an almost like an all-star tournament.
Mhm.
And so I accepted, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And we haven't stopped playing since that first tournament. We've kept that same group of girls together since they were in fifth grade, and we've played year round since they were in fifth grade.
That's
And the,
amazing. So rare.
yeah, yeah, so that core group is juniors right now, and so they've played since their fifth grade year all the way up till now that they're 11th graders. And this was year 7, I believe. Um, and so when you watch them on the court, I think it's so obvious that they have a chemistry amongst themselves that few other teams that we're playing have.
Mhm.
Um, and we had not the state championship game, but the game before the state championship game. We played a team that was honestly probably more skilled than we were,
Mhm.
but I think it was just so obvious that they might have been more skilled, but they weren't a better team than we were because of just how locked up our girls are with each other.
Mhm.
They always know where their teammates are. They always know where they're supposed to be. They communicate incredibly well when they're on the court. Everything just clicks a little bit different for our girls than what it does other teams, and I think that had a huge impact on our ability to win in the playoffs.
Oh, that's great. And it sounds like they watch out for each other.
They do. They do. They're so tight knit. They spent a ton of time together outside of the gym. They genuinely like each other. They all get along. They enjoy spending time together. So a lot of times after practices, they would go out to eat together and go watch a movie on the weekends. They'd hang out in the locker room for a while after practices were over. They have a very unique bond because of how long they've been playing together, and I think it really truly shows on the court.
That's special, and it reminds me that they are enjoying their childhood, because the first
Yeah,
thing that came to mind, I was like, "Oh, wait, these girls are gonna be, in college basketball and go
yeah.
professional," but then I slowed my mind down and said, "They're enjoying their wonderful childhood right now."
Yeah, yeah, they are. They are. So when the high school season's not in, they continue playing in the spring and summer and travel all over the place together. But they have so many good memories together. Just staying overnight in hotels, going and going shopping together when they're out and about traveling for basketball in the spring and summer. Um, we've had beach trips together. Like they don't realize how good they've had it because they don't know any different. It's all they've done since they've been in fifth grade. But they've done so many cool things together as a group that yeah, they have so many memories.
Well, that's amazing, and then that kinda leads to my next question is, I bet they really hold each other up if things ever need improvement. How does that work, or
Yeah.
have they faced any obstacles in terms of skills or things where the group really rallies around, or how do they, when things need improvement, what's that
Yeah.
process like for you and for them?
Yeah. As they've gotten older, they've certainly matured in a real way. So when they came into the program as freshmen, at that point, they're, 14, 15-year-old girls, teenage girls, um, thrown into this fire that is high school basketball. And so I think they've done a lot of growing up in the past couple years,
Mm-hmm.
and have realized that they do have each other to fall back on, and they've realized that they're not in it by themselves, that they have teammates that are there for them, and they've developed this special bond, and I think they just kind of fall back on each other when things get tough. um and then they've got their teammates to lean on.
That's really cool. Now the season is over, so are they going to
Hmm.
start their summer of extra practices and
Yeah.
skill building and things like that?
Yeah, so we'll give them 2 weeks off, which doesn't seem like anything.
No.
But multiple of them are on vacation right now, going different places to kind of celebrate and take a deep breath before they start their spring and summer season. But yeah, they'll start practicing here within a week or so. Um, and then their first spring tournament is second weekend of April. So they don't get a whole lot of
They
time
don't
off.
get time off, and then I guess they have camps in the summer, right?
Yeah,
At
yeah, they
colleges,
do.
different colleges.
Yeah, we take them to JMU each year for
Oh,
a team camp.
JMU is fun. I graduated from JMU in '86, actually.
Did you really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yep.
We love JMU. We love the Harrisonburg area. We love the campus. The JMU ladies basketball team runs the camp, so the girls get to mingle with their players and coaches. It's it's really really cool. We've gone. This will be our fourth year in a row. Um, so it's been a really fun experience for them to go and spend the night in the dorms and just basically get to be a college kid for a weekend. It's a cool experience for them.
Oh, that's cool. And also it gets them used to being on a college campus, which won't be
Yeah,
long. Are they,
yeah,
as juniors, this is the test taking college application time.
yeah.
How's that
Uh,
going for the girls?
Yeah, you're spot on. Of this core group, one of them was actually a senior this year. So her name's Emily. We'll lose Emily, and she's going to go play basketball at West Virginia Wesleyan,
Cool.
which is a Division II school just south of Morgantown. And it's almost, I don't know if you have siblings, but it's almost like when an older sibling goes off to college, they kind of um, show you the way, and
Yeah.
you get to learn from the hard lessons learned from them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it's been with the team, because they're all so close. They all kind of watched Emily do it last year as she went through the recruiting process and toured colleges and applied to all the schools and did all of that stuff. So they got to watch Emily do it and learn from her, and now they're all doing it as well. A lot of them have tours scheduled for the summer, and a lot of them are being recruited by coaches, and it's a lot for a teenage kid, a 16, 17, 18-year-old teenage girl, to try to figure out, where do I want to spend my next 4 years?
Yeah.
What do I want in my next coach? Like that's all the stuff they have to figure out, and what do I want to major in? Um, so yeah, they're kind of just learning as they go and trying to figure it out one step at a time. But they're all really good kids. They've all got their heads on straight, and they'll they'll figure it out.
That's good. And, it's a lot to balance with schoolwork. So that sounds like they really stand together and, support each other. And thanks
Yeah,
to your coaching and their, just the whole chemistry of everyone, you and the
yeah,
team and the parents, it sounds like it's self-regulating in a way because they're, they're just in this good groove.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I would say that's spot on. And all the parents are very close. Um, so that really truly helps. Um, and it's laid an amazing groundwork for the program too. Now, as we had a couple sophomores playing up on the varsity team this year, so they kind of got to see what it looks like to be a part of a winning program and what it takes to win at the level we have won at the past few years. Um, so it just the culture as a whole has kind of just shaped itself into this um, winning culture just naturally because of um, how much everybody involved loves basketball. There's a ton of time in the spring and summer spent in the gym working, getting better. And it's just kind of set this groundwork and a precedent for the next group of kids coming up through.
Well, and that leads me exactly to my next question. What are the takeaways for the middle schoolers coming to these
Yeah,
games and watching and also for the parents, and how can the parents support the kids and help them
yeah,
balance academics?
yeah, definitely. I It was really cool to see not just the community get behind us this year, but the youth are are the future of our program.
Mhm.
Um, we had so many young kids, fourth, fifth, sixth graders sitting behind our bench at home games. And we actually, as coaches, are involved in the youth leagues, but then we also require our players to be involved in the youth leagues as well. And so on any given Sunday, myself and our head assistant would be, at the gym on Sunday refereeing youth league games, and our players would be there watching the games, manning the scoreboard, doing things like that. So we were very intentional about involving our high school program at the youth level to try to make sure those kids knew, we care about what's going on at that level. And it translated to those kids coming and supporting our girls on at games. And so it's super cool. I think my favorite pastime over the past week has been looking back at pictures from the game,
Mhm.
but not so much like looking at players, but looking at our fans and the people in the crowd just to see their reactions and their facial expressions. And it doesn't go unnoticed how many youth, so our incoming, middle schoolers, elementary schoolers that were there supporting us. Um, So it was really cool to see that. But from a parent standpoint, I think in today's age, as hard as it is to juggle academics and sports, I think our bigger battle has become getting kids off of their phones and off of their screens to get them to do, their academic work or get them to be involved in sports.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's probably as far as a coach and what we want to sustain at the high school level. I think my biggest battle going forward is getting kids off of their computers, their phones, their video games, and getting them out to the gym and working on their basketball game in the spring and summer when they have that free time.
Yeah, that's so important. And, the screen time, like every new thing that comes along, is really
Yeah,
like a human experiment because then they'll say, well, 30 years from now, the
yeah,
kids' scores are lower or their eyes are damaged in a
yeah.
particular way.
Right,
But it doesn't happen until after the human subjects are in there for
right.
20 years. So,
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah. The world is evolving so fast that you can't possibly as soon as research comes out on something that was being researched 5 years ago, the world has changed so much that that research is basically obsolete because we've got new things, new distractions, new devices that are being used that weren't being used 5 years ago.
yeah. And I was stomping my feet against 5G for the longest time.
Mhm.
And, now I'm on my very old phone and it's almost the phone's dying. It's almost becoming
Yeah.
impossible to keep my old 4G phone because, like, well, the
Yeah.
world's moving. So,
Yep.
um,
It's true.
it,
Yeah,
it's
it's true.
it's really hard. Well, interesting that you know about the phones. I think that is just such a universal topic that really everyone's fighting,
Yeah.
from security to what kids are, you know, accidentally getting a hold of to just their
Right.
health and eyes and sitting and
Yeah.
missing out,
It
missing
it
the present moment.
it, it even ties into like kids' mental well-being. Something that has just been super eye-opening for me, just being a coach at the high school level, being around, 14 to 18-year-old girls year round. Um, there's some real identity and self-esteem issues that are tied to social media and
Yeah.
these young girls, just how their self-worth and their value is so much tied into what they see on social media. Um, so that, for me, like that's certainly concerning. I've got an 18-month-year-old daughter, um,
Well,
who,
congratulations.
thank you. It, yeah, it's worrisome. Like, what's this going to look like for my daughter when she hits her teenage years? Because it's that kind of stuff is. I've seen it firsthand. It's tough on teenage girls.
Yeah. And what's sad is it's really not until life clobbers you over the head a few
Yeah.
million decades that you realize none of it matters. Like, it's
Right.
that photo, that someone's highlight reel,
Yeah.
um, kids taking picture. I remember when my kids were in high school and then someone will post something and you're not invited.
Mhm.
Or that even happens with adults, some
Sure.
someone's posting something and then people are excluded, and
Right.
it's really tough. And then you finally
Yeah.
realize none of that has any bearing on anything because you start to focus on your health, your
That's exactly right.
grandparents, your parents, like,
Right.
are they alive to, are they walking? Are they functioning? And kind of all that stuff
Right.
melts away, but they can't see it now.
Yeah. It's hard for us as adults to see, but you easily lose sight of reality and what truly matters in life because you're constantly, comparing yourself to others out there on social media and the life they're living and what they're doing and places they go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you quickly lose grasp on what matters most in life.
Yes. Um,
Definitely.
and I also wanted to ask about this. Um, we have America 250 and Garrett County's having its own 250 this year.
Hmm.
What events are going on that you know of, and how are you guys going to participate in that? Or is there anything you'd like to see in terms of a celebration of the teams?
Yeah. Um, so just this week, we've had quite a few different organizations reach out and want to host us for different celebrations. The county commissioners are going to have us come in to be recognized at their next public meeting. So that'll be really cool recognition for the girls. Actually, the Board of Ed wants us to come in for their next public meeting so they can recognize the team um, in front of the community there at their next meeting. Um, Denny's wants to host us for a celebration dinner here in a couple weeks. So it's been really cool um, to to continue to see all the support that the community gives us. I would expect that next fall when the autumn glory parade happens, I would assume that we'll probably be asked to be a part of that to celebrate our state championship. Um, yeah, there's been no shortage of community support and outreach, which is amazing.
That really is amazing. I'm really happy for you that you're having this fantastic experience. What a
Yeah,
blessing.
yes, it is. It is. And it's so cool for the girls. Again, they're teenage girls, so it's tough for them to take a step back and see the bigger picture. But they are truly spoiled by our community, and they have no idea, which is probably good. Like then one day they'll be able to take a step back and appreciate it for what it is. But yeah, they just live each day in the moment. It's special for them.
Well, one good thing about the technology and is at least everybody has phones and they have this etched in memory on video and
Yeah.
photo. One thing we didn't have,
Yep.
no pictures. Like,
You're right.
I have no pictures of high school anything. It's pretty funny, but
Yeah. I'm the same way. Phones have changed so much that the pictures, even when I graduated in 2013, the pictures that I took back then, they don't work on today's technology. So yeah, I'm the same way.
yeah. um, well, Landon, I want you to have a wonderful trip there in Florida with your brother and grandfather and everybody else. And
Yeah.
is there anyone you would like to thank? And I maybe won't call out specific names like of the girls because
Yeah.
it's a whole team and we don't want to leave anyone out, but anyone in your life or organizations in particular, um, I guess your grandfather too. Who all do you want to thank?
I would say just the Oakland community as a whole. Like I won't get into too much specifics, but when when it became when it became obvious that we were going to have a trip to Baltimore to win a state championship, um, there was so many people and businesses that reached out to help us financially to make it possible for the girls to go down there and stay in a hotel overnight and go out to eat, get something like a fun, nice dinner the night before the game, help with travel expenses, all sorts of stuff. Unfortunately, I can't. Coaching doesn't pay for my living, and so I work a full time job. And the week and a half to 2 weeks leading up to the game, I virtually got nothing done because of how many people were reaching out wanting to help us and support us to make it possible for the girls to go and have the best experience possible.
Wow, that's
So
cool.
it was truly overwhelming the amount of outreach that happened the week leading up to the game. Um, I mean, I can't overstate it how supportive and amazing our community is and how much they get behind our program. It was overwhelming. It really was.
That's really memorable.
Yeah. It's special. So special. I tell the girls all the time that they can't take for granted the environment our community creates for them. They don't realize that they're not able to realize how special it is. But if they were to go play a couple games in another high school program, they would quickly realize that what we have is one of one, and it doesn't happen in other places the way it does in Oakland.
And it sounds like you impress gratitude upon them,
Yeah.
that not
Yeah.
taking it for granted that somebody's pitching in to pay for this, somebody is supporting, people are traveling, like you said, 3 hours to watch their game.
Right.
And of course their parents, doing all they can, standing
Oh my
by them,
goodness. Yeah.
traveling and so forth.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's not lost on the girls what their parents have done to get them to where they are. We often remind them, and they probably don't tell their parents enough, thank you and I love you, but we try to remind them as much as we can that they wouldn't be where they are without the sacrifices their parents have made for them. And it's no small sacrifice either, that's for sure.
you sound like you have a really great values, Landon. What's your other job?
So my brother and I actually co-own a business, and we just do different types of real estate investing in the Pittsburgh market.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's I don't know, dumb luck how we got into it, but I'm able to work from home 4 days a week and go to Pittsburgh the one day a week. And even better, I get to work with my brother who I've grown up with. Yeah, it's just we're super tight knit, and it's been really cool to get to go into business together and make a living together.
Well, you certainly have that formula for entrepreneurial success, and I wish you all the success
Thank you.
that you also passed along to all these young ladies and to the
Yeah.
community, to the young kids on the sideline
Yep.
who are watching, hoping to be coached by you. You probably have a million blessings coming your way for all the people who are watching, listening, and get to experience your really brilliant and seamless coaching. It seems to just be your natural
Thank you.
element. So,
Thank you. Yeah, if I could make a living coaching basketball, I'd certainly do it.
well,
But
maybe you'll be JMU coaching. Never know.
I think doing it just, volunteering, it gives you a different perspective, and you know, it's not like I have to show up every day to collect a paycheck like that. That's where I want to be. That's what I truly enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I love doing it, and I feel pretty blessed to be able to do it, and have the success and the support that our program has.
Very cool. Well, this was just so enjoyable. I have
Good.
thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. Um, your attitude is so positive and just gracious and filled with joy. And I can
Appreciate
imagine
that.
just spending 50 minutes with you, how much you positively influence
Mhm.
your team and everybody else you come in contact with. So,
Thank you.
um, all the best. You have a very lucky family, and I know you feel grateful for
I do.
them too. So,
I certainly do.
well, Landon, thank you very much for this time together. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate the coverage and the publicity. It's really cool for the girls to see their name and out there in the world.
Well, great. You have a spectacular day and weekend, and
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll be in touch just as a follow up very soon.
Very good. Again, I appreciate your time as well.
Sure. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye bye.